Hey everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. So today I am doing my pre-FallCon game haul, which is a little weird because I'm going to FallCon this weekend. It's a 3-day board game convention in Calgary. It's going to be amazing, but there's going to be vendors there. There's games I already know I want to purchase while I'm at FallCon. There's an auction. I have no self-control when it comes to board game auction. So there will be a post-FallCon game haul. But I got so many games show up today and last week that I have to do one before to make sure that it's not too big of a video to do post-FallCon. So today we're doing a pre-FallCon game haul. So the first couple of games, let me set up over here. So the first couple of games that I'm going to show you are games that my neighbor was selling, and I took advantage of that. Now keep in mind, I live in Acme, Alberta, population 650 people. The fact that there are gamers here at all is so exciting. I actually have probably like a dozen gamers locally that we kind of have our game group. So I think that's pretty good. But she was selling some games. I'm like, ooh, yep, this one. So let me show you what I ended up getting. First one is Cave versus Cave. So Caverna Cave versus Cave. So this is a 2-player version of the bigger game Caverna. I absolutely love the 2-player versions of games. I do have Agricola, the 2-player version, all creatures big and small. So when I saw this, I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to need this one as well. Oh, it's like this. So I haven't played this one yet. I know the Agricola one plays almost exactly like Agricola. It's like a condensed, easier, kind of quicker version of Agricola. So if you're playing 2 players, oftentimes when it comes to the Agricola one, I prefer the 2-player version. So I suspect Caverna is going to be the exact same as well. So that was the first one I got, Caverna Cave versus Cave. Super excited for this one. Then I also got Macgyver, the escape room game. So I got this because it's Macgyver. How cool is that? I don't remember actually ever myself watching Macgyver, but I remember my dad was all over it. So it was often watched in my household while I was growing up. And the fact that they have like an exit game based on this series, I think is going to be great. I'm super excited to give this one a try. So this is Macgyver, the escape room game. Then I got another one, and this one is Escape Tales, The Awakening. So this is another exit style game, and I got it for that alone. I do enjoy those quite a bit. This one plays 180 to 360 minutes, so that's a nice length of time actually. And it's backwards over here. So another exit game. Don't know a whole lot about it, but as I said, I enjoy them. So every time I come across, especially secondhand ones that I have not done yet, I like to pick those up. And I like to trade mine for new ones as well. So Escape the Awakening. Then I got from her Pirates Cove. And it was, so unfortunately, I brought it with me when I went to my trip to Edmonton. And if you haven't seen the video, go check out the podcast this week, because I talk all about the games I brought on vacation, and I kind of made it themed to match the location where I was staying. So Pirate Coves is another one that looks really cool based on the whole pirate theme. You have your little boats. I've never played it yet. I was intrigued with the rondelle thing, and from what I understand, you kind of roll dice, select what action you want to do, and then you flip a card, and depending on what the card is at that location, how much of that action you get to do. I believe, as I mentioned, I haven't played this one yet, so Pirates Cove made it its way into my collection as well. Then this is one that I often considered, and this is Roll Through the Ages, The Iron Age. I have considered this one to add to my collection. It's one of those, like, if I come across it, I will get it. And I just never came across it. Actually, it's not one that people sell very often. And it's weird because if you look at it, it is a block of wood with pegs and then wooden dice. And you look at it, it's like, what is even this? But it's one of those games that don't be fooled by the appearance. It's supposed to be a really great game. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. That is Roll Through the Ages, The Iron Age. So let me fix that. I have a thing where I want my front to match my back. It bugs me if it's not. So there's this one. Then I got Colt Express. This is another one that I really know almost nothing about. And it won a few awards. So it won the Spiel des Jahres and it won the L'As d'Or. And it's one that you hear about often. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good game. I just don't really know much about it. I like the 3D aspect of it. From what I understand, it's like robbing a train. But that's all I believe about it. What does it say on here? Play as a bandit in the Wild West. Plan your attack by playing action cards. Then beware of your opponent. Avoid the marshal. Then win the gunslinger prize and become the richest outlaw. So that was Colt Express. I'm excited to give this one a try. Then I also got from her the Meeple Circus. It's another one that I haven't tried. I haven't really looked into it, but it's one of those that you kind of hear a fair bit about it. So I was wanting to give it a go. So from what I understand, you'll be kind of stacking meeples on top of meeples. So my kids should enjoy that because they're constantly stacking their meeples when we play different games without meeples. So this is a game actually about it. So go ahead, stack your meeples. This game is for that. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see. That's Meeple Circus. And then the last game that I got from my neighbor, and actually we played it just today, and that is New York Slice. So this is a game that has been on my radar. I have been wanting to try it. I've been wanting to add it to my collection. It just had never happened. So when I saw it, she was selling it, I jumped on the occasion. And this is an I split, you choose type of game. This is something I used to do with my kids when they were little all the time because they would always fight. Oh, you got more than I did. It was like, okay, one of you will pour the chocolate milk. The other one will decide which cup he drinks from. So they would like go drip by drip to make sure it's even. So this is kind of that kind of mechanism. So you get slices of pizzas, and depending on the number of players, you're going to separate the pizzas into different portions, and you're the last one to decide which portion you want to keep. So you want to make all portions kind of attractive so you don't end up with just crap. And you're going to pick portions, but then in the end, there's like number 3, and I think that's the vegetarian pizza. There's 4 number 4 slices, 5 number 5, and so on. And there's all different kind of flavored slices. And then whoever has the most cheese pizza, which is number 11, will score 11 points. Whoever has the most, I think 10 is pepperoni. Then whoever has, meat lovers, then whoever has the most of those would get 10 points. So you're trying to make sure that you have majority on the higher ones if you can. But then there's also like a daily special that gives you like a special ability or end day scoring that you're going to collect as well. And you can either add those with the slices or put them as like their own portion that you would end up just the daily special. So depending on how powerful it is, right? So we just played it. I absolutely loved it. Love the components, each pizza slices, and then on the back of it, it's the pizza crust. Like the attention to detail was so good. This game was really neat. We played it 2 players, which was okay. I think it'll be better at a higher player count, but so glad this one's in my collection now, and that's New York Slice. All right. So those are all the games that I had purchased. I got more games sent to me, however. So I got a couple from Foxmind Game. This year they couldn't go to Gen Con, so they were looking especially for Canadian reviewers. And I was like, well, I would do that. And then if you can get it to me before FallCon, I can play it at FallCon. So these will be played live stream at the FallCon event. So if you want to join me, they're on the cardboard event for FallCon. You can join me. Keep in mind that it's going to be a live playthrough. So that'll be happening. But otherwise, if you want to borrow it, it'll be at my booth. So you can come and off, other than the time I'll be needing it, you can come and borrow it and give them a try. So they sent me 3 games. The first one is Deadlines. Actually, me and Lee played this one just today. It was so fun. Now it's a little bit like a morbid trivia game. It was perfect. So you get 3 categories. You get their date of birth, you get their lifespan, and you get their date of death. And you'll have different characters that'll come up. So it could be John F. Kennedy. And then you create a timeline under each of those categories. You'd be like, okay, how old was he? Well, he was killed soon, so I know he wasn't in his 60s, but I think he was president, so I'm sure he was past his 30s. So, and depending on the other cards that's been revealed, you're trying to fit it in the timeline if you want to go for lifespan. Or maybe it's like, you know what? I remember the year he was killed, and it was around this year, so you could put it in the timeline of his date of death or when he was born and fit it in that timeline. Now, if you get it correctly, great. That card stays in that timeline and it makes the timeline longer, so harder to fit things in. If you get it wrong, you keep the card. It's a penalty point. And at the end of the game, once you have 12 in each category, that kind of closes that category. And then it's whoever has the most penalty loses the game. Now, some cards have black background on them, and that kind of gives you a chance to try to guess how did they die. And if you guess that correctly, then you get to discard a penalty card that you've collected, or if you don't have any, you can take a card from the pile and give it to another player. So it was so interesting. We had like Charlie Chaplin came up. We had the actress from I Love Lucy, and then we had like all sorts of characters, and it was just like, okay, how does Ian Fleming fit in here? Those are newer movies, right? But he wrote the book, so the book would be older, but the topics kind of newer. So I don't think he was like really, just trying to deduce where does he fit in this thing. But Deadline was a lot of fun. So as I said, we'll be live streaming this one. Be sure to register to play or to come to my booth to borrow it if you want to try it as well. Then the next one that I got from Foxmind Game is Slanguage. This one was so interesting. Now, it plays 3 or more players, so I haven't played it yet. This is another one that will be live streaming, so if you want to join, do join me. I'm really excited to give this a try. Now, it's really interesting. So it's all about slangs, and you'll roll a dice, and it'll kind of give you a different category of how to do. Either you'll draw something to represent the slang, or it could be that you have to come up with the definition of what it means, or different things like that. Or there's even one where you get the definition and you got to come up with the slang or a slang that would kind of appeal. And then there's a judge that kind of picks his favorite answer. And then you can also get bonus points if you can guess what decade that particular slang comes from. And I was like, the first one we saw was duh. And I was like, okay, it was hilarious. I don't know, is it the 90s? I use duh now, but when did it first get started? So that is really interesting. Then the little answer board that you play is an actual speech bubble like this big that you kind of use a dry erase marker on. So Slanguage looks really interesting, kind of a neat, fun party game. We'll be playing that this weekend, so be sure to give it a try. If you want to play it with me, or if you want to try it out off camera, then you can come and borrow it from my booth. And then the last one I got from them is Blast Tracks. So I don't know a whole lot about this one. I didn't get a chance to, like, as I mentioned, they arrived today. So with this one, you're building a roller coaster. You're going to be putting different tracks together. And let's see what it says here. So get all the thrill and chills of the amusement park and blast track. Create your roller coaster track with gravity-defying loops, steep slopes, and thrilling tunnels that will have the park's visitors go for more than one ride. So connect a rail to your roller coaster. Then you get points by choosing going through special tiles, and then build the longest roller coaster for bonus points. So it's a tile laying game. I punched it, so I know there's a bunch of tiles. So it's a tile laying game where you're creating a loop of a roller coaster. So that's kind of all I know about it. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited to give it a try. And that's another one that we'll be live streaming. So if you want to partake, do join me. Or if you want to play it off camera, come and borrow it as well. It'll be at my booth, which the Mel's Board Game Room booth is going to be near the Prototype Alley area. So come by that area. Now, I got a box. I went to pick up mail and I got a box. I was like, oh, is that the Kickstarter? Because I'm expecting a Kickstarter. And I brought it home and I opened it and then I expected the Kickstarter and it was not the Kickstarter. Now, it's a big box, but I got a few extra stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what it is. And I squealed out loud. This is a surprise box. I was not expecting that came from Rio Grande Games. So thank you so much for sending that to me. And let me show you what's in there. First one I'll be talking about is fishing. This is a trick-taking game that is so unique and interesting. I have played it before. It's been on my wish list. I wanted a copy, so the fact that I got one here is amazing. This is one that I am going to be playing live as well from FallCon, so do be sure to join me. Now, it plays up to 5 players. I've put for the event up to 4 players, and that's because I think I'm only going to have access to 4 chairs to set up and play at that table. It's going to be a smaller, well, I don't know if it's going to be a smaller table, but I need to have my equipment there as well. So I'm keeping the game plays at 4 players. Now, what's so special about fishing as a trick-taking game is you start with certain cards. The cards that you win, so any tricks that you win is going to go into a pile of cards that you won. Those cards are going to represent the cards you're going to be playing with in the next round. So you're trying to win higher card values if possible because you want to win the other one. Now, every card you win is going to give you a point at the end of the round. They're going to be representing the hand you're going to have for the next card. So if the hand is like 10 cards, you're going to count out 10 cards. If you have more, the rest stays there to be used later. If you have less, you get to go and pick whatever you have left from the pile that has extra cards that tends to have either better value cards or an odd suit that trumps the other ones. So you want to get cards from there. But if you're picking from there, that means you didn't get as many cards and you're not scoring as many points. So there's a really interesting balance you're trying to keep here where you want to get some good cards and you're trying to win good cards, but you also don't want to have too many cards. But you do because they're points. So it was such a clever trick-taking game. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. Be sure to tune in to watch it as we play it live. And that is Fishing, a Fridman Freeze game. Put that aside. The other one that I got is Sea of Strife, and I think we're going to try to play it as well right after fishing. I'm going to have to see where we're going to fit, but this is another really interesting trick-taking game. It's another one that I've played before. What's interesting with this one is whichever suit has the majority. Now, each suit is also kind of a number range. So one suit is all going to have bigger numbers than the previous suit, and so on. Now, the suit that is trump and that's going to win the trick is whichever one has the majority. Unless you've played the highest card of that suit, which makes it that it doesn't trump. So then it cannot be the trump of that trick. So if that one gets played and it's the majority, it's like, oh, well, red is not Trump. So, okay, that's interesting. I don't have to worry about that one. So let me play it, because winning tricks is bad. Most cards you win are worth negative points, and you try to have as low a score, like as less negative points as possible. Now, so it makes it really interesting, but then otherwise it's whichever highest number in the trump, the majority cards that got played, that wins that particular trick. Now, if all the cards that kind of makes it so it's not trump are played, then it's the highest number. It's so interesting as you play this game, because as you play cards into the trick, it changes how the trick wins, and it makes it so interesting. Absolutely love this game. So we'll be playing that this weekend as well. So again, join me if you want to play, or if you just want to come watch it, do that, or if I'll have it at my table if you want to borrow it. So see if Strife. Then we have It's a Balloon. So I had not heard of this game before, and I kind of read up the back of it, and I am so excited to play this one. I wish we could play it this weekend, and I'll see if we can. I'm getting a little bit full on my schedule, though, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to. But what's really interesting about the way I'm understanding it is they're going to have cards that have words on it. You're going to pick one of the words. In the example, they picked mushroom. And then the active player is going to draw the mushroom, but as he's drawing it, he's going to describe what he's drawing without giving it away. So, okay, I'm doing a half circle. Then everybody's going to do a half circle on their own board. Okay, and underneath the half circle, I'm adding a rectangle. Okay, and you add a rectangle. And the first one to guess what the drawing is, I believe, gets the points. And I think it's like there's up to 2 points. So this is another one that you need to be 3 players. Otherwise, I would have talked Lee into trying this with me today. But it sounds so interesting. So you're just hoping you understand the description of what you're drawing, and that what you're drawing looks like something, so that you can get the points. I'm so excited to give this one a try. I think it's going to be a blast, and that is It's a Balloon. Okay, what else did we get? Let me talk to you about this one. Ricochet Robot is one of my favorite puzzle game of all time. I absolutely love this game. Now, be warned, this will burn your brain. The first time I played it at a friend's house. And then I'm like, okay, and then it's like, and I'll explain, you're going to be putting these different tiles together. These tiles have walls around, and you're going to randomly put these robots everywhere. And there's little icons that's on there. And you're going to flip an icon. It's going to be a color, and there's going to be a certain shape. It says, okay, so it's this blue icon. You need to get the blue robot into that icon. Now, here's the thing. The robots, they move in a direction, and they go straight, and they don't stop until they hit something. So you need to figure out, to get this one onto this shape, you can bounce them off walls. Where are you going to move them to get onto the icon? How many moves is it taking you? And then once you figure out how many move it's taking you, in this case, they were doing it in 4. Then you say, okay, 4. Then you flip a timer. Everybody else has that much time to try to get it in a fewer move. Now, somebody else you can move the other robots as well, so that they can create barricade you can bounce off. So in that case, they move the green robot down, and then they're able to, so that's one move. Then you move the blue robot against the green one and down, and they can do it in 3 instead of 4. Now, it takes a while before you can get your brain to think and process this puzzle that way. The first time it's like, what? What? But then as you get playing it, it's so fascinating. It is so fun. I absolutely love this game. Me and Patrick equally, like, we'll play it and was like, okay. Now, it's a quiet game at first, because you're looking, it's like, okay. And you're just not talking. You're just looking, trying to figure out how to get the robot on its spot. Love this game. It is so good. Now, I own Ricochet Robot already, so this is going to be a prize that I'm going to raffle off at FallCon. So be sure to come to my booth, and there'll be descriptions there on how to get entered into the draw. So come to the Mel's Board Game Room booth. I'm going to be located near the Prototype Alley, and then there'll be instructions there on how to enter the draw. And I'm doing it just for people attending FallCon, just because I don't want to worry about shipping, and the draws are going to be happening on site, and you need to be attending FallCon to get it. But Ricochet Robot, amazing game. It's so good. So that'll be raffled off. Be sure to check out the booth to find out how. The next one that I got here is Hooky. And Hooky is a game that I haven't played it yet, mainly because this is not the type of game that Lee enjoys. It's deduction, and he's not a big fan of the puzzle games. As much as I adore them, he doesn't quite like them like I do. Now, so I read up a little bit about it. Now, I'm a big fan of, what is it called? My Mastermind, where you have all the different colors. You got to figure out where they go. From what I understand, this is kind of similar to Mastermind, but you're using a word, and you're going to try to figure out which letters and what the word is. So each round, you're going to kind of provide a different word, trying to figuring out the letters. From what I understand, as I mentioned, I haven't played this one yet, but I hear amazing thing. It's another one that kind of takes a little bit for you to kind of, okay, I'm understanding. My brain is working this way now. Let's get started. But I hear it's an amazing, neat puzzly game. So this probably will be part of the draws as well. So be sure to stop by my booth, and you can get entered for Hooky. Then I have Tobago. So I just recently purchased Tobago like a month or two ago, and I was curious about it, and then I read up on it, and I was like, okay, I think this sounds so good. Then I ended up playing it and absolutely loved it. And I played it with my friend who's not a big deduction game fan. I was like, I don't know if she's going to like it. Now, this is not a deduction game. It's a reverse deduction game. What does that even mean? So each round, there's like 4 treasures you can collect from. And you're going to have these cards that are rules, and you're going to be adding rules to each treasure until it makes it that only one spot on the map is where that treasure can possibly be. So it's not a matter of trying to figure out where it is. It's a matter of trying to create and adding rules so that there's only one possible solution for the treasure. Then the first one to get there gets extra interest in the treasure, and then there's going to be treasure cards, and then you're going to see some, they're going to see some. Everybody who's involved with creating the rules for that treasure is going to see some cards. And then so you kind of know partially what treasure is available there. So maybe I saw like a 2 and a 3. I'm like, okay. And then they flip over, but then in the order of who found it, who provided the clues, is who's going to get to decide, do I want the treasure that's shown or not? And then you flip it over. Let's say I got the treasure, so I go first, and it's a 5. Am I taking it or not? Well, yeah, I'm taking it. I saw a 2 and a 3, so I know there's way worse. Now, if it was a 2, I'm like, maybe I'll save myself, because then depending on the amount, you're going to get multiple treasures. Now, in the beginning, they're all good stuff. But as you progress in the game, there's some curses that comes out, and then it kind of ends and nobody gets any more treasures for that particular one. So you're kind of have a push your luck element. Okay, well, I'm hoping for better, but is there better out there? Am I just going to get a curse? You can't pass on the curse. So it was so fun. Plus the components, you have like the 3D pieces that goes on there that shows like the huts and then the palm trees, and then could kind of create the rules from. So it was so good. Absolutely loved it. And Tobago. So that was another great game. Then I have 7 Empires. So this is another one that I don't know a whole lot about. It sounds chunky, lots of wooden bits on it. And I love the games that have like a map, like, and it's possibly area control, looks like it's possibly resource management. From the sound of it, from the look of it, I think this is a game that I'm really going to enjoy. So I'm excited to give it a try. And that's about all that I know about it. multiple challenging decisions, strategic foresight is key to winning. So just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So 7 Empires, we'll keep you posted on how we think of that one. Then we have MATRX gift. So this one, the gift series, and it's all like abstract strategy games. And I do really tend to enjoy these kind of games. From the gift series, it's always like a board with like minimal kind of pieces, and it's abstract strategy. So kind of area control or management. They're all 2-player game, I do believe. So this one is in fact a 2-player game. It play a bit like chess-like or checkers, or so I haven't looked into this one because they may have arrived just this afternoon. So I don't know much about this, but I am super excited to play it. I know it's the type of game that I enjoy. So that is MATRX. And then they sent another one from that series. And this one is PÜNCT. I don't know. But very different looking pieces. So you have like more of the shape pieces. It looks like you can stack them on top of each other. You got the board again, another 2-player game. So I don't know, it kind of has like a bit of like a Chinese checkers quality to it, or Othello quality to it. Now, I still have my game of Othello. I love it, play it all the time. So this looks like it'd have that kind of flair. So I'm really excited to give this one a try as well. And that is PÜNCT. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I don't know if anybody knows how to pronounce those. All right. Then next I have, let me grab this one because it's a big one. It's Concordia. Concordia is such a great game. So good. It's one of those games that I picked up and put back on the shelf, and picked up and put back. And I'm like, do I buy it? Do I not buy it? And I kept hearing amazing thing about it. And the only reason I was holding back is this is a long box. I was like, it's not going to fit on my shelf, but it's not super wide. So you can kind of fit it sideways on the shelf. So I don't know why I fought with it so much. Finally, I got a copy secondhand, and I got a copy played. It is so good. Oh my God, this game is so good. So you have the map. You're going to be kind of, and what's really interesting with this one is you have the cards that are your action cards. So you're going to look at the card, you're going to play it, and that's the action you're going to do. Now that action's played, it's in your discard pile. You can't do that action again. You're going to have to look at what else is in your hand, and you're going to play that action, and you're going to do different things. And then you're going to kind of go around, start collecting resources, and then spend using those resources to do different things, and then and you try, like, it's an area control for sure. It's a resource management as well for sure. But the action selection to me is what shines. At some point, you're going to want to play a card that's going to allow you to bring all the cards back into your hand. Now, you don't want necessarily to play it too soon, because the more cards you bring back, it also provides you an income. So you want to have a lot of cards to bring back so you get a higher income. But in the meantime, that means you're limiting what you can do for action until you bring back your cards. So maybe it's like, you know what, I need to do that action again, so I'm going to have to do that now. It has such neat, interesting decision. It is such a great game. This is a copy that's going to get put for a draw, because I do need. Now, I have another event coming up after FallCon. It's going to be the Mountain View County Comic-Con. So I'm going to have to decide which game is going to get prizes for which location. But do come to my booth to see which game is going to be part of the prizes, and how to enter the draw. Then we have Friedman Freeze Free Ride USA. I love train games. I have a lot of train games. I have a thing about them. I absolutely love it. Railways of the World. Like, I have the Ticket to Rides. I have a lot of those. And this one, I don't own. I don't know much about it, but just because it's a train game, I kind of think I know I'm going to love it. So it has the map. It has the route. It has the different colored trains. I'm assuming we each have our own color. It looks really cool. So it's during the 1950s, the network of railway lines in the USA was modernized because of new diesel locomotive. This allowed people to travel to the major cities and visit beautiful old and new structure worth to see. So it's going to be route building, area control game from what I understand. And I am so excited to play it because train games are so amazing. So Friedman Freeze, and I love Friedman Freeze as well. So Free Ride USA. And then as well in here is we have free. Oh, I thought it was Free Ride, but it's Fry Fart. That's not, I'm saying that wrong. I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm saying it wrong. It's not in English, so I'm not sure. It looks like it's Free Ride, but maybe like European countries. Looks like it, but it does look like a similar game. So it's just a different map, different things. So it's, oh yeah, so it's Free Ride in English. I'm just saying it incorrectly. It took me a long time to learn English, so I kind of stopped. I'm not great with languages, and English was so hard because I'm French originally. So I'm not even trying the other languages. But yeah, so Free Ride, different map, looks amazing. It looks like you have some different components. There's not as many colors in here, so I wonder if it plays differently. We'll have to find out. So Free Ride, the original one, I'm assuming. And then we have Race for the Galaxy. So I have Race for the Galaxy. I have Roll for the Galaxy. I adore both of those games. They are so good. The main thing that's so interesting with this is the action selection. Kind of plays a little bit like Puerto Rico in that science as well. So you're going to pick your action. You're going to do the main, very powerful part of that action. Everybody else can do kind of version of it. But then depending on what you have, what you're building in the card is like kind of has an engine building aspect to it as well. Really great game. This will be one that I'll put in to be drawn as well. So be sure to come to my booth if you want to enter it. And then we have in here Northern Pacific. Is this a train game? Could it be? Let's read what it says. So game designed by Tom Russell, developed by okay, so it doesn't say a whole lot about it over here. So it's the Yellowstone Park route, the Northern Pacific Railroad. So it's another train game, which I absolutely love. I like the look of it. So I don't know a lot about them. I am super interested in it, though. I love like the map in the background here. Like I said, I love the look of the map. And then it's Butte. So that Montana, Great Falls, Shelby, Chinook, I don't know, Billings. I think it's kind of Montana northern area. Oh, Northern Pacific. That would make sense, right? Okay, so super excited to give this one a try. Another train game because you can never have too much of those. And then I have the Power Grid Expansion, Quebec, Baldwin, whatever I can say that. So it's an extra map. I'm really excited that it's a map of Quebec. Canadian, so of course I like to have the Canadian one. I'm from New Brunswick originally, so Quebec was just the next province over. I did live in Montreal for 4 months, so I am familiar with Quebec. And just to have something that you recognize. Now, because every time I play the European maps, I can't pronounce the cities. These ones, we have Trois-Rivières, Shawinigan, Drummondville, we have Granby. These are all cities I recognize. So super excited to give this one a try just because I'll be able to pronounce everything. And it's just fun to play on a different map, changes it up a bit. So I own Power Grid. It's great game. I'm excited for the new map. So that is it for me. That's a lot of games. It was 18 games that showed up just today, plus the ones I had previously bought. And we're going to a 3-day FallCon board gaming event. So I intend to bring some more home. I'm gonna have to call. And I don't like to do that. I view almost like, oh, I'm adopting these games, you got to show them love. If you sell them, it means you don't love them anymore. And that's wrong. And I need to stop viewing my games like that. They're not children I'm adopting, but it's a lot. It's a lot of games, and I'm so excited to have these. I like I said, I squeal when I open the box. I'm excited about the ones I picked out to good purchase as well. I'm excited for FallCon. So I have 2 more sleeps. I am not going to be sleeping anymore because I'm going to be way too excited. But in the meantime, if you want to follow me, do go on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Mel's Board Game Room. I'm also on Facebook at Mel's Board Game Room. My Instagram channel is Mel's_Board Game_Room. I also have a podcast that I do with my friend Carla called The Board Game Specialist. As I mentioned, be sure to stop by my booth at FallCon if you want to enter into winning some of these games that I have here. And if you are at FallCon, be sure to come and say hi. I'm so excited. I'm excited to play. So I cannot wait. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.